Downing Street has refused to rule out changing the UK's immigration laws to send asylum seekers to be processed abroad after it was reported they were considering plans to send them to volcanic Ascension Island, 4,000 miles. Number 10 refused to rule out that the UK was considering proposals which would ship asylum seekers elsewhere to be processed, but said it was examining a range of methods used across the world. A similar system used in Australia has been slammed by human rights groups as inhumane. According to reports in the Financial Times, Priti Patel's department is considering a move which has been branded inhumane by critics at home. But it was also dismissed on Wednesday as an unfeasible logistical nightmare by a member of the Ascension Island Council, Nicholls. He said he had only found out about the possibility when contacted by journalists and worried that security concerns from the presence of 2 military bases on the island could make it prohibitive. Looking at cost and logistics, we are some 4,000 plus miles away from the UK. I would have thought it would be extremely expensive and a bit of a logistical nightmare to get asylum seekers here to Ascension because of the fact we are very isolated, and I don't think the whole thing would be very feasible, to be quite truthful, Mr. Nicholls told BBC Radio 4's Today programme. He also spoke of concerns among the locals on the island, with a population of less than 1,000, of forcing migrants there during the coronavirus pandemic. There could be quite an influx of individuals, and at this date and time with pandemic lockdowns and everything else, I don't think that anybody would be very receptive to that, the councillor said. Australian immigration policies have long been championed by Boris Johnson, but Downing Street said policies from a whole host of countries have been considering. We are developing plans to reform our illegal migration and asylum policies, so we can keep providing protection to those who need it, while preventing abuse of the system and criminality which, as we have seen with the rise in gang-facilitated channel crossings, is a problem, the Prime Minister's official spokesman said. As part of that work, we have been looking at what a whole host of other countries do to inform a plan for the UK. That work is ongoing, Shadow Home Secretary Nick Thomas-Symonds said. This ludicrous idea is inhumane, completely impractical and wildly expensive. So it seems entirely plausible this Tory government came up with it. Refugee Action Chief Executive Stephen Hale added, "It's deeply troubling that our Home Secretary even considered that this immoral and inhumane plan was a serious solution to a humanitarian crisis." Close quote. A senior United Nations official told the Commons Home Affairs Committee she urged the Home Office not to adopt the idea. Rossella Pagliuchi-Lor, the UK representative of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, said, "This is the Australian model, and I think we have already seen that the Australian model has brought about incredible suffering on people who are guilty of no more than seeking asylum."